just did a huge blunder, not realizing that it came sooner. Like with the AA pick, as we talked about, it wasn't until the 5th ban they realized, oh, all right, we need a ban Chen now, because they're definitely pushing us.
So the same 2 bans out first time round from game 1.
Who had first pick in the first game? EHOME, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now Vici get to switch it up.
And I think they should go for the Tusk. I think you made a good point in saying maybe they should leave the Doom and go for the Tusk instead.
Well, that's the big difference now, having first pick though.
They could also grab the Doom.
To play with. Yeah, exactly.
And use that against Tusk. I think dooming Tusk is actually totally worth it with how EHOME play the hero. Because he re-engages so many times during the fight with his cooldowns that taking him out of the picture for 15 seconds and just being able to focus on other heroes is pretty good.
I think that's so tough. I think it depends on the game just because they tend to run such hard DPS carries on both Old Chicken and CTY that you're almost always going to want to doom one of those two primarily.
So it's the same ban as last time?
Okay.
The one?
But the Bane, this is interesting to me, the Bane banned by Vici, that's a hero that they first picked last time.
It's a hero that EHOME is very comfortable playing.
Fair enough.
So, and we talked a lot about this yesterday, it's probably the strongest support all around in the meta right now. Its skill set is all too good.
It does good.
Yeah, there's no reason not to pick up the Tusk at this point. The question is whether they take the Tiny as well. I don't think Tiny is necessarily bad against Doom either.
No. Could definitely see that working. Especially going further into the game, I think he's one of the carries that suffers the least from getting doomed. When you have Axe AC, you're still, okay, you doomed me, that's cool, I'll still just club your lineup down. Other heroes suffer way more.
5 seconds.
Yeah, EHOME's spending quite a bit of time thinking about this, and I can't blame him. You have to figure that one of these 2 picks is going to be the Tusk.
So Undying went through the...
yeah, A's. I was just thinking that.
AA is like so good against Doom as well.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
I was just thinking there's 2 supports already banned, 2 of the most favorite supports, so that already makes AA better, and then it's one of the best counters to the enemy's first pick.
Yeah.
It's worth it. This
was, wow.
This was an alternative I was considering, but we just haven't seen EHOME do it so much, so I didn't think they would.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Undying went through the pool completely untouched last time around, despite the fact that EHOME plays it a decent amount.
Yeah, they have picked it 4 times in this patch, twice on Run It on 11 and twice on Kaka, 1-1 record both times. But again, I think it fits what EHOME wants to do really well. It fits that timing window that they've hit so consistently and so well.
Oh yeah, scratch that. It's actually Vici who plays it a decent amount.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So that serves much like a
little block pick.
Yeah, block pick. The same way we saw last game with the Bane and Tiny pickup for Vici Gaming.
Yeah, this is a tough call for Vici right now.
Gyro?
I think Gyro's going to be there for you, and I just don't think burning Gyro was good, but
it's very good against these 2 heroes for 2 reasons.
That's
First
true,
of all,
the flat cannon, yeah.
Gyro is good at dealing with Undying in lane because he wants to come up close and just harass you with decay, and Gyro can actually fight back against both of these heroes in a laning situation. And then when you look at the mid game and how it happened last time, at some point EHOME wants to reach high ground with this Undying and Tusk. And when Snowball comes in, it's very telegraphed and it's very easy to call down against. So one of 2 things will happen. Either you Snowball in and you're going to get counterplayed, or you don't Snowball in the first place because you're scared of the counterplay, and then you don't get to play your hero to 100%.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, this is the Doom Lich combo is a combo we saw a lot in the early days of the patch. I mean, this combo was up to about a 75% win rate. It hasn't been as good recently, hasn't been as effective in this tournament as we saw earlier in 6.85. And I'm a little bit surprised to see Vici Gaming commit the early pick to the Lich again, despite the fact that in the last game they didn't have the kind of lane control that you want to see when you pick a Lich.
Oh yeah, Shadow Fiend was actually still in as well.
Yeah, I was looking at that for Super.
It's funny how they decided against that in both games so far. It was in the first phase in Game 1, and was it even banned in Game 1 at all? I think they just let it through. Like, this would not happen against either Secret or EG.
Or certainly not against OG.
Or OG, no. All of the remaining teams now will first phase pick Shadow Fiend regardless of what side they're on.
Right.
Apart from these two, apparently.
No, you even heard Peter talk about that in the post-game interview the other day about how they were playing against a team that didn't run much SF and about how that changes the dynamic of the first phase of the draft so much.
Yeah, Old Chicken's actually played Shadow Fiend more than any other hero in Frankfurt so far, so perhaps not entirely surprising.
There's the gyro band coming out from EHOME. By the way, I wanted to say you convinced me completely. Sid, I thought that was the pick there. I was doubting it going in, but after that argument, I think that was absolutely the pick for Vici.
The weakness about going for a gyro there is that then EHOME see 2 cores and they can start banning out supports. I think that's what Vici were nervous about, that if they took that route, there's already Bane out of the picture, already the Wyvern out, Tusk and Undying are in EHOME, and then they get 2 bans.
Which against any other team I would buy 100%, but this is Vici Gaming. They have probably the two supports with the broadest hero pool of any team here.
Not looking at the tournament though. They've been very narrow in what supports they've been playing throughout the tournament. The Undying already being picked up, and Lich is their second most played on Fenrir, so it's not as surprising. EHOME supports, however, have a much broader hero pool, playing pretty much everything. Shadow Shaman, Treant, Witch Doctor, Abaddon. Yep. And all the current meta ones, obviously.
I do feel like you need at least one range support though for EHOME.
Reserve time.
I mean, the way it looks right now with EHOME's opening and what Vici Gaming have done, I think EHOME can just try for something push strat again. We were talking about whether it was going to work or not, but Vici Gaming so far just playing into that hand. Now they banned the AA.
Does the bounty fit here?
The bounty?
Yeah, I don't know that you could do it with 2 melees already in the Undying and the Tusk, but if you can find a way to make the lanes work, the bounty I think brings them so much with the kind of mid-game fight that they're going to have.
He's a lot worse for base pushing than he used to be when Track gave vision in the area. Now you just see where the hero is positioned, which of course is also useful, but you don't get the same feeling of exact positioning inside the base. This is a hero who...
He's been awful.
I don't know how good a pick this is against these two. Doom is one of the very annoying heroes to play against this Bristleback, not because you can't endure it, but because this hero is based on casting spells constantly in fights.
Right.
It's one of the carries, you could say, that depends the most on not getting doomed.
Well, and the synergy with the Lich, the fact that one of Doom's big weaknesses is his low base armor, but with Frost armor on, all of a sudden those close players aren't nearly as scary. And Bristleback, I mean, overall in this version, Bristleback's at like a low 30% win rate.
Reserve time.
There's the possibility for Vici to actually pick Slaughter, I think.
Yeah,
one of the best heroes against
I was thinking Slaughter is a great pickup by all means.
Then they have to run the Doom on a safe lane for burning. They're going to steal this first.
A nice little block pick.
It's a good call to do this. They don't need to pick the Slaughter yet. It's very clear EHOME don't want it.
It was a huge issue last time around, and with the Bristleback in the lineup, I could foresee a Witch Doctor being very, very good. Especially if they would opt in for that push again. So this might prevent EHOME from even considering pushing. Although they could pull out a
Shadow Shaman?
Or Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, interesting that Chen got banned last game from Vici. I don't think EHOME has played it at all this tournament. But they were scared of the all-in push, and then they still kind of got all-in push.
Well, right now, with how the version plays out, Chen is still a pocket pick. Even for a team like Secret that has arguably the best Chen player in the world, they only really bring it out when it fits in perfectly.
Yeah. I thought you were going to see a little bit more Chen after MLG, but the meta has gone a little bit away from exclusive lane dominance since then.
Vici Gaming should be, considering their coach is 357, aka QQQ, they should be mindful about Chen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call.
Also a known EHOME stable.
So what do we look at? My big question for EHOME, you need another support. And I don't necessarily see a great option for them.
I think they might just end up going with the Shadow Shaman and just trying it. But
the Shadow Shaman or the Rubik are my two kind of...
Go for the Juggernaut again. I like this one because if they went for the Shadow Shaman too early on, they were sort of hard committed, I feel. Even though it has a very versatile skill set, it still shows your hand too much.
I think this shows the hand just as much.
It does. It really does.
Then it's about, do they think Shaman or Juggernaut is the most important one to carry out the strategy? And with AA banned, I think Jugger might be a better choice, actually.
Yeah.
But there's no doubt what EHOME wants to do now.
So the question is, guys, what are EHOME's lanes going to look like? Is this going to be a mid bristleback?
Yes.
Okay. I would think so.
It's a bit more brute force this time around than it was the last time. Last time it was more about tanking and healing up. This one they're gonna force their way in with Bristle just running in and putting down the tombstone, of course, and so forth.
Now this is run at Udota, man. This is going to be Vici Gaming. I think are going to be really pressured in this game. And oh yes,
this is a great pickup.
This is very, very good, actually.
Oh baby. Okay, so is this going to be an Ice Timber, or are we going to see Ice on the Doom and Timber mid?
Does Super play the hero even?
I don't think so. I think this has got to be like Ice Timber, which is just one of my favorite heroes to watch. I know we've seen some, you tweeted out the Timber with the sunglasses for Sumail the other day, Paul, but Ice Timbersaw, man, that's a classic.
Yeah, I was really nervous, but then they picked the Timbersaw, and I thought that was a lot better than the Slaughter.
Yeah, they're Gucci.
Vici Gaming's turn to ban.
By the way, the Razor ban is really good.
Okay, what would you ban now? Treant or Abaddon, or neither? Do you think either of them is going to be a big enough problem for Vici Gaming to
honestly,
deal with?
even at the off chance that EHOME plays Gen, I'd just ban that out.
5 seconds.
Even if it's a small percentage chance, I think that's the biggest threat.
I'm surprised to see you go completely away from the Shadow Shaman.
They do go for the Shadow Shaman ban.
Okay, all right, yeah. After you had talked about it, Sind, I was surprised that you went away from that, because I think that was by far the best choice there for EHOME.
It just gets a little trickier when you're playing against the Timbersaw.
Yeah, he can blow you up so quickly.
It's great in the sense that they have to go uphill and then place the tombstone anyways. They have the Bristle back in the front line, so the Shadow Shaman wards could serve as that damage potential.
So is this going to be 5 melee in your face YOLO strat here?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't think it's a melee hero. I would hate to see the Abaddon right now. I think Timbersaw is already too strong.
The Pugna, oh boy. Taking a page out of Vici's book, Super is the one that's known for this hero, but man, oh man, EHOME are all in on the push.
This was actually the best pick in the pool.
Do you think
so?
Yeah, definitely.
That was the best hero. I completely forgot about it. This is incredibly
Do you think
good.
it's the best pick in the pool as a 4?
Yes.
Yeah. And you're convinced this is going to be 4 position Pugna rather than 4 Tusk?
I don't think they can afford doing anything. But
regardless of what they do, it was the best pick.
Wow. So. Okay.
Yeah. Or they could run a Bristle off lane, I guess, and then a Pugna on the mid.
It is a lineup for EHOME that is definitely on a timer. Like, if this push doesn't work, they'll line up past minute 35, 40. If Vici pick any sort of good late game here, they're just going to lose. And
man, yes! What a draft!
This is absurd.
Okay, we've got a Timbersaw, an Invoker, a Pugna, a Juggernaut. Let's throw it all into the mix and find out what we get. It's all yours, Aldi.
Thank you very much, Paul. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for what could be Vici Gaming's last game of the Frankfurt Major. I'm LD. I'm joined here to my right again by Merlini. Ben, we maybe saw the Timbersaw coming with 3 strength heroes, but did you see Pugna or Invoker coming here at the end of the draft?
I didn't see Pugna being picked at all. The Invoker's a less of a surprise for me because Super plays a really nice Quas Wex, which is actually really good versus EHOME's style. But the Pugna, maybe it's a solution to Doom, heal the person that's getting doomed.
This used to be the old RTK staple. You know, Lana maybe trying to carry on his torch, even though he unfortunately had to knock him out of the tournament yesterday. But what do you think about Pugna this game? How good of a Pugna game is it? Obviously, he's a great pushing hero. He's great at breaking the base if he has a good start. EHOME like to end the game early. Is that reason enough? Do you see Pugna being the right hero here?
Well, usually he's thought of for his Nether Ward, which actually I don't think is particularly useful this game, but he serves the same role that Lanham has been playing.
Okay, well with that, game 2. Vici Gaming versus EHOME. EHOME, they've got Vici on the ropes, and they've gone to some unconventional picks. I mean, one of the most innovative teams this tournament as far as what they've been drafting, whether you look at the Abaddon pick or just the general play style where almost nobody's running this level of aggression, but they keep on pointing out the Pugna coming out now. EHOME has not been afraid to experiment, and it has gotten them very close to moving on today.
Solanum's hero has been sometimes a tower sieger with the Chen, the Shadow Shaman, but most of the time it's used for the sustain, which I primarily think he's used for. The Decrepify is not really useful for them. They don't have that much magic damage to amp up. So yeah, I think mostly for life drain. Maybe you can get some Tranquils. I don't know. I haven't really seen Pugna utilized in this sort of manner.
Yeah, it is going to be the support Pugna, as Lanham will be handling it. So sadly for me, we won't see that huge amount of farm most likely, but still can offer a lot to the team. So the runes about to spawn now. Both teams did drop some wards down. It's a ward over towards the magic bush here for EHOME. We've got one up on the hill. It's for Team Vici Gaming at the top rune. Last game, Vici started with some early kills, but running the Doom and Invoker, they have no kill potential here. They're going to have to back off. They give up the double rune spawn off the bat. So great start for EHOME.
It's no surprise to me that it's the Pugna support, though. I think Old Chicken, this is actually his most iconic hero, the mid bristleback, which we saw a lot maybe a month ago when nobody else was running it. They like to combo it a lot with the Winter Wyvern, get the spray sacks while everyone's focusing down a hero, and then go from there. But he plays this hero mid often.
It's going to be up against that early 1 point in Exhort. I would expect the Quas Wex from Super, knowing what how much aggression is coming, and we have seen quite a few of the Invoker players get that 1 point Exhort and then go back for the Quas Wex. So going to reserve judgment for now.
Yeah, I don't know what you call that build. Quas Wex Lacrity, maybe?
The indecisive build. I can't make up my mind.
You really need that one level of Alacrity.
No, you do need the damage.
It helps so much.
Yeah, it's the smorgasbord build. That's what we'll call it.
He has a magic stick already, though. Magic wand, rather. So that's really useful versus the bristleback, of course.
He's CSing quite well here early on, Super is, and he has gone for the Sunstrike so far. Let's grab the Invoke. I mean, who knows? Maybe it will be the Exhort build. But still early moments. So they do run Burning on the Doom, and this is not a hero we've seen much of him lately. It almost always is Ice, Ice, Ice. As the Cassian's going to come out bottom, they're making it go here on Kaka. He's very low, actually. The Blade Fury coming through, but the first blood will go to Vici. A much hotter start here, and they're even chasing for more. Can't do much to CTY while he's Blade Fury. But Vici Gaming making up for that double bounty rune grab off the bat.
Yeah, I think Ice is much more suited to play a hero like Timbersaw. It's especially good versus Tusk. We saw it a little bit to counter a Spirit Breaker earlier, but just so many melee heroes running at you, and Timbersaw just puts out incredible damage.
2 minute rune gonna spawn now. Burning wants to grab this. He does have the early Alpha Wolf picked up as the Horde gets dropped, and Lanham's gonna contest it. Some decent nuke damage done here, and he will grab the regen as well, but Burning gets angry about this. He wants some vengeance on his old teammate.
I wonder if that ward has like higher click priority than the bounty rune. It looks like Lanham just dropped it purely to block him from picking up the rune.
It definitely makes it harder to click it, if nothing else. But Ice, Ice, Ice here, off to a good start, and it's kind of a scary game to give the Timber a good start.
Nice block from 11. They can't really see us at the tower. He actually blocked him off the ramp.
I'm pretty sure this guy plays Tusk in his sleep. Must get tiresome after a while.
So it looks like 1-1-1 build from Invoker.
Yeah, so from here, generally the build is just you max out the Quas and Wex, and you just have the one value point for the access to Alacrity, as you mentioned, and just the little bit of bonus damage.
And Doom's already picked up the Alpha Wolf creep. Very nice for Vici.
Yeah, got it before he grabbed that top rune. We'll now see Lanham pulling, going for the double pull here. Let's see if he's able to get it off. No, just barely does, but Fenrir is there to contest, so they keep the lane back, securing Old 11's safe farm. And Burning does start to chase a little bit. This Pugna is a squishy fellow, but very fast. 330 move speed with no boots.
I'm still not really sure how EHOME's always managed to stay very close in terms of net worth, even against the Lich. We saw this last game too, where like the net worth was still very, very close, even with one creep denied every single wave. Fenrir actually went for a very early level in the ice armor too.
The spin happens bottom lane as FY gets run down. CTY getting a little revenge here. Ice, 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 chain forward. He's going to stick up, continues to go, gets off the Whirling Blade. Is there enough follow-up damage? Doesn't look like it. And while that was happening, the Invoker did manage to find a kill in the mid lane. Super. Grabbing a solo kill and Old Chicken from the looks of it. I'm not sure, maybe Burning was involved in that one, but now they're looking for a bit more. As Ice, Ice, Ice will jump in, kills off CTY, gets some vengeance, and now the score 3-1. Not very often you see Invoker getting kills at this stage of the game.
Bristleback maybe going a little bit greedy, too greedy with the Quelling Blade. I have actually seen him pick up
They're going on to Old 11 here. He's dropping quickly to Burning, has the Alpha Wolf damage and Snowball, but he's going to be dragged away, and one more swipe brings him down. Vici Gaming coming out swinging here in game number 2. Make it 4-1. And everything finally going their direction. It looks like they were getting out-farmed a bit, but that has been compensated for.
Yeah, EHOME's weakness has always been their laning phase, I think, at least in the past few months, and Vici's doing a good job of disassembling them.
To the point that EHOME's had to change up their lanes. They're going to send the Juggernaut here to the top lane now, and Old 11 will go to his more traditional role in the off lane.
Yeah, they're having a hard time dealing with the Timbersaw on bottom. He has a lot of farm.
And there's 3 strength heroes this game, mind you. This is not going to be an easy game if the Timber gets out of control. Not to mention they have no silences and very little lockdown as solutions to the Timber's mobility and damage.
Yeah, and they had to be very wary about snowballing in, like the EMP tornado after a snowball, or even the Timbersaw burst. I don't think they can heal through that one.
All of the cores on Vici are now farming, sitting even there with the Bristleback and almost Exceedium Super. You can see when he pops that Alacrity, easily able to pressure Old Chicken back in the lane, and can kite him quite nicely now with the phase boots up. Great start for the Invoker mid. We'll see what the build is. Generally, we see that early Orchid come out.
Yeah, we've seen Earn a lot recently too, to constantly proc the Cold Snap, but no signs of it coming out yet from Invoker.
He's up to 600 gold now. As for Burning in the off lane, he has been moving a lot. We mentioned he got the Alpha Wolf earlier. He's also checked the rune a couple of times. Still not going to have that huge amount of farm, but again, bottom lane, the pressure mounting. Nice now with 2 points in both of his damage abilities here. Able to go in on Old 11. Now has access to the Chakram as well. We're just not seeing that Tuscan dying snowball that we're used to, where they roll in, they start finding easy kills. Old Chicken again getting pressured in the mid lane. Just Bristle getting bullied.
No Tombstone also from the Undying.
That is
unusual. For Max Decay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why he would go for that this game though.
They do try to make their jump in, but the quick turnaround. Deathfly was waiting. And Lanham helpless to really punish. Vici Gaming getting everything they need.
So now what really does a support Pugna offer? If they lose a laning phase so badly that they won't even be able to make a move close to the T1 towers, they might be forced to just actually group up and go for the push, because their late game, I think, is mostly just physical damage, which can be easily countered by ice armor, even like the frost armor from a Doom Eden Creep, reactive armor.
Oh, trying for it again, bottom lane. Not gonna happen. I think Lanham honestly just offers gifts and gold to Vici Gaming. That's pretty much it right now. The CTY has retreated off to the jungle, but everybody on Vici in a lane, getting levels, getting experience. Just EHOME constantly scrambling about to stay even.
They TP Kaka into ring and get a kill. They drop a sentry ward, but it's actually out of sight. Let's see if Kaka kills it with a second sentry.
Yeah, he knows there's vision here, just from how defensively Vici Gaming position themselves, but the ward's already done its job. They'll finally kill it off. And diving this Timber is exceedingly dangerous, especially when there's a TP already up on 4 of the heroes of Vici Gaming. Everybody's ready to come in, should a dive occur.
I mean, they can't dive without creeps. The paralyzing casks.
I don't even know if they can with it. Without creeps.
Yeah, and Ice is Ice doing a really good job. I really don't think they can do it without creeps, though. It's way too risky.
Oh, sorry, I meant with creeps, yeah, but they throw out the decay there, and Vici just comfortably heal it behind the tower. This feels suicidal if they even consider a go. And while they're busy trying to figure out where they want to put the pressure, Super's just farming out the mid lane. 45 CS, the leader in CS at 8.5 minutes, even above the Bristle and the Doom, even the Timber. You do not see Invoker atop the CS charts very often, but this new Exhort build, where you take that early point for access to Alacrity, does seem to be paying off.
I think he was actually quite well known for his Quas Wex Invoker.
Yeah, he was really well known for it back when, like, you didn't even need the point Exhort, when the phase drums and Yules were way stronger. Actually, back then, I think it was even the Force Staff that players would go for. Burning, though, tanking some goo. He'll be fine.
And Lich also opted for 3 sacrifice after going 1-1-1, and that's just gonna really put a dent in EHOME's economy. I don't know when they're gonna be able to just group up though. They want to. This is how they play. Group up with a Tusk, get kills, get towers, and step one hasn't been accomplished yet. They can't get off on the right foot.
Well, they're showing the Undying. The Tusk has been off the map for some time now. Let's see where Old 11 wants to go.
I mean, where do they make a move though? If they go on the Invoker, he can counter easily with a Tornado. If they go on the Doom, he has Frost Armor and level 4, Scorched Earth. If they go on the bottom, Timbersaw might get a return kill. So it seems like they have to like actually overcommit to a lane, like 5 heroes to kill 2.
But then Vici can just split push at that point. Invoker can push pretty quickly with the Alacrity, the Doom as well, and the Timber can clear the waves.
Yeah, but they have to get kills. The Pugna and the Undying are going to fall off way too quickly.
They're going to try for it. They make their way in. They roll onto FY. Blade Fury now coming in along with their Aura's Punch, and they should be able to just barely grab the Witch Doctor. The heal doing some work there. But already Super's pressuring in mid, so yeah, they lose the support, but the trade's coming with an objective, and there's no glyph available here. He's just going to pound this tower down. Super gets it for free at 10 minutes. Your Invoker already zeroing in on one of the fastest Orchids I have seen in a long time on a Quaswex Invoker.
And that can just completely shut down the Juggernaut. Last game he was able to spin or Omni Slash out of initiations, and without a Manta in sight, and without really the defensive capabilities, I guess they're going to really have to rely on 11 to pull them through to counter the Orchid.
But it can shut down those other key support heroes as well. The Tusk, I'll call them support, more utility perhaps, and the Undying not being able to get off the Tombstone perhaps, which by the way is only level 1 at 11 minutes into the game. EHOME will take the tower bottom, but they are trailing heavily now. 3,500 gold roughly, it looks like, just under 3,000 experience. And Vici are still getting objectives as well. They're not giving anything up for free. There is a jump on the bottom lane. They desperately need this kill. Can they get an Omni Slash? Then the crit. CTY delivers. That's what the Doctor ordered for EHOME. Very important to get something there. There's a TP on the mid lane though as they rotate in the Doom. Burning has access to the ult and he's going to go straight into Old 11. Is there a deny from the old chicken? Not looking so spry, 11, and tried for the deny, but Burning too quick there.
And another crit.
Easy. Orchid's almost done. It just needs the recipe now for Super. And not only is the Orchid very strong, but there's very little control for this Invoker to I mean, how is he going to die? He's going to walk into an Omni Slash or the Tusk with detection. Otherwise, he's fine.
I mean, I thought that Old Chicken would be able to offer a little bit more to help his team out, perhaps early mech. Looks like Tusk will be building the mech yet again. Bristleback going for the Vanguard, but I don't think it's that great of a Crimson Guard game for them. Not that much physical damage coming out. Timbersaw doesn't even attack half the time.
If anything, it's more magic and pure damage here from Vici Gaming. Seems like maybe a BKB will be called for.
Yeah, or SNY, even. I mean, he could go for a pipe, but that doesn't really help their issues. I think Greaves is really good versus a Quaswex Invoker, but with the mech going on the Tusk, that's going to be his duty.
Another D ward here, attempted by Lanham. Looks like it also missed, as Vici had just planted down an Observer of their own.
They got an Ancient stack though, so that's a
They're moving
nice
in top
influx of
though.
gold.
They're making their go on Old 11, and out comes the Death Ward. The cast was bouncing, very nicely done. 11 will fall once more. Vici Gaming not even looking slightly tilted after that game 1, are off to the races. And now, speaking of racing, Super. He's got to be close to a record here for this Orchid. As well as that early tower. He's on the roll towards the bottom lane. And he wants that hero that you mentioned. Normally very elusive, the Juggernaut. CTY, no detection down here.
I think Vici's lineup may have been criticized earlier for not having enough wave clear until like maybe the Timbersaw gets really fat, but you don't really need wave clear if EHOME can't ever group up to push. And they actually won their lane so hard that EHOME are just scrambling to get their team fight items.
And they're just moving about so defensively here, only on their side of the map, often scouted by the Radiant wards. Speaking of wards, Burning does see there's nobody really back in the jungle here, so he can make his move onto Old Chicken. The Cask getting lobbed out, it will bounce once and not back to Old Chicken. They even get the Maledict, but he is fairly tanky. Old 11 maybe gonna try to save him, throws out the shards, the snowball forward, try to turn this one around. Even Super's trying to fight, the Tombstone gets dropped. It is level 3 now. Can't they keep Old Chicken alive? They're trying desperately. They heal him up again. Super, this will be a huge kill. Has he overextended? They have more detection. There's more sentries, but then the Chain Frost! Fenrir with the backstab, and it just keeps on bouncing. A few more to Old Chicken, not enough. Only the 1 kill. That was magnificent, but they are tanky on EHOME. So in the end, they get the Invoker, and that is a big win, but then jumping forward, looking to turn this. Ice as well joining the fight. The Death Ward going to zone them back. It is still a 1-for-1, so trading the Invoker there for the Undying.
CTY's reflexes are so fast, though. With that spin, he didn't know that they had vision on him, but heard the coconuts and spun away. And Bristleback is actually a massive tank. They threw everything at him.
I'm not sure that's the Doom target this game.
Well, if they had like one more cask bounce, I think they would have been able to throw out enough damage on him before the Tusk could come and save him, but a little bit unlucky with the cask bounces.
Well, he is beefing up now. 1,200 gold on Old Chicken as EHOME starts to salvage their horrendous laning stage, getting more aggressive. They know the Doom's on cooldown a bit longer. The Chain Frost also already committed by Vici. So Old Chicken, the Bristleback in front, is going to siege. The Tornado EMP comes out, great D-push tool, and will connect on 2. Immediately removing the mana of the Bristle and a lot of his damage output. This will force him back as the Doom goes to work. Shards coming out. There's the Walrus Punch, but Burning is very tanky. 15 armor, 1,600 health.
Timber's actually not in the fight, and he doesn't have enough mana to come. So it looks like Vici won the fight, but Ice not in the best position.
Well, they may be willing to sack this tower as the tower finally going to go down. Old Chicken will grab it. Still, up against this EMP, they're going to need Mass Arcane Boots, and EHOME recognized that. They've already grabbed 2. Wouldn't even be surprised to see Lanham pick up a 3rd pair. Used to be the old way to quote-unquote counter Quaswex Invoker, though now he brings more to the table with the silence and the alacrity.
Oh, Matt completed up on Tusk, and with those 2 towers down, the path is cleared.
Tornado fishing at long range. It's Armadillo season, but...
I mean, still, that's the wrong tower to go on. Maybe if Timbersaw's there, actually, they can kill him, but still, Timbersaw trying to desperately farm his Bloodstone. Still 800-ish gold away.
Yeah, had a great start, but did follow that up by coming to a lot of engagements. Let's see, does 11 want to try to roll on this? Definitely not solo on the Burning. We'll need a bit of backup. And we settle down a bit now. So EHOME salvaging the laning stage into the mid game here, still trailing in gold and experience. And it's going to be that Battle Fury build once again from CTY.
Oh wow, he already has Bloodstone? Where did that recipe come from? That's really fast.
He's Ice. Man, he's wearing the pro gear. It comes with the set. Free Bloodstone recipe.
And Burning didn't commit for a greedy build, going all in on the early game with the Alpha Wolf, the Vlads, the drums. They want to fight now.
There was a pretty interesting stat yesterday that the Midas Doom has a much lower win rate than the non-Midas Doom. We'll see if this Doom bears that one out. As EHOME will smoke. So too are Vici. Big clash. Could erupt at any moment. Into the pit they go, but this is a perfect position for Super to make huge plays. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody caught, but the snowball dodges it all. It's 11 with the huge save, but in comes the shock room. Ice, tearing apart EHOME. Then the Death Ward as well. Zoning back, Haka, they're trapped in the pit. Can they fight out? The Tombstone's in a great position too. EHOME trying to hang on, but Ice just charges in onto CTY Death. Slowly but surely, one more chain does him in. The Bristle's next. 4 down in the pit. Roshan watches the blood. And now it'll be his turn to pay as Vici move on in.
Wow, imagine if that snowball didn't come out. That would have been, I think, easy 4-5-0 for them.
That would have been over 15 seconds earlier, I think.
Yeah, EHOME with a slight desperation move. I mean, they're not that far behind, but given their lineup, I guess, they're maybe much further behind than it looks. And they had like the Pugna Ward on the high ground and Tombstone.
It's the old do-si-do. They're coming back in. They're not ready to give this one up. They drop the ward in a pretty good position, but the Aegis already down. It is going to be grabbed by Ice. They kill off the Invoker. They need more out of this, though. EHOME desperately trying to contest. Benrir is going to immolate down. He gets blasted by the ward. And Ice. 12 Bloodstone charges. A very rich Timber is on the way out. CTY hunting, but doesn't have the mobility to catch him out. Even managing to grab a bounty rune, kill off a zombie. Ice. Coming up big here after, frankly, just a terrible game number 1. One of his worst performances of the tournament. But we saw that out of RTK yesterday, and then he had that magnificent Earthshaker game. There is still redemption available here.
Nice ice shards coming up from 11 in the pit.
Oh no! Oh, this is trouble. Snowball, shards. Can he survive? Nope, dead once. but have they baited them into a bad position? Vici Gaming now looking for the turnaround. Burning has the Doom available. He's going to let it go, but it's on Old Chicken, a very tanky target again. They do force the Bristle back. They're going to need more follow-up to bring him down. Tornado crashing through, only connects on Old 11 though. And now they throw out the Alacrity onto Burning again. The Chakram attempted, but Kaka's there to zone them back, discourage the aggression. Dropping the Tombstone, the Omni bouncing through, Froststormer negating this, and the Blade Fury comes back. Shards are there as well, and once more it's up to Ice to turn the fight, but the heals here are too strong from EHOME. They hang on through it all. The Doom's over, and Old Chicken's going back in. Ice, it's up to him now. He chains away, he's low, he's got the Bloodstone to die. It looks like he has to use it. Too late on the reflex. He'll drop. Tornado from Super connects on 3 and 5 down again. EHOME! They are the scrappiest team I have seen in a long time. Lose a fight at the Roche pit, go right back in, clean up. Doesn't matter how your laning stage went. Doesn't matter if your draft looks entirely early game focused. They just don't give up.
You thought Bernie would have learned his lesson from the top fight where he doomed the Bristleback, and EHOME with a well-fortified position with the Nether Ward up on the high ground and Bristleback out in front, and CTY coming from behind with a big Omni Slash to start off the fight.
Still, the cores are farming here on Vici, but the supports are really falling behind. You can see, as far as net worth goes, it's a very haves and have-nots kind of situation.
I really admire the way EHOME play, though. They know they're behind, and they're confident that they can take fights even when they're behind in net worth, instead of turtling and just eventually succumbing.
Oh, Burning. This is bad. Snowball forward. They're going to catch him out again. The Emperor's in trouble. He's been ambushed. He will be slain in his own palace. Vici Gaming now, can they hold? He did manage to get off the Doom, but again, it's on Old Chicken, who just doesn't care about being doomed. He runs in while this is happening. Yasha not even complete yet. Daring Vici Gaming, urging them to go on him, and they will slowly chip at him, but this time, they do not want to full commit. The presence of the Doom has just not been felt in these fights as of late.
Ice has to be careful how cocky he plays too. I think he was trying to toy around with him with the Aegis, and we saw how that last fight turned out.
So a blink now is picked up by the Timbersaw. Ben, if you're Vici Gaming, you've lost a series of very bad fights. You've dropped about 7,000 net worth. You don't know the exact numbers, obviously, but you can get a sense that you're in a lot of trouble. How do you recover here as Vici Gaming?
I think you have to kite the Bristleback in the fights. The way they're approaching the fight is dooming him and then trying to go into other people, but I think you kite him with like a Tornado EMP into a Cold Snap and then go into other targets. Orchid the Juggernaut, kill him on very, very early. Stop the Pugna from just life draining your important targets. Focus on the Tombstone, and the Bristle is, he's tanky, but you cannot focus him down first. Unless you have the Timbersaw, I suppose.
Who's your ideal Doom target? Is it the Tusk here?
I think the
Juggernaut?
Tusk is number one. I think Juggernaut is your Orchid target. He's your kill target.
Okay.
Because Tusk has Guardian Greaves. If you Orchid him, he'll just Greaves it off and then Snowball.
One thing that could cause problems here is this freshly purchased Glimmer Cape. Could really frustrate Vici when they're trying to burst somebody down. We saw last game that Vici's own Glimmer Cape almost won the game when EHOME tried to break the base and that Omni Slash got dodged.
Yeah, a lot of them surprisingly farmed given his position, but
it's all the towers, I guess. He's also 4-1 and 5.
Yeah, he's only died one time, but I don't know how he's managed to just able to sit there and channel life drain most of the fights.
He's just standing in the middle of like 10 heroes and like, just ignore the little bone man. He won't hurt you, I promise.
I mean, his drain does a lot. 150 per second. That's a lot of damage.
And as it could be a useful siege tool here too, if they just want to keep that Bristleback healthy. We'll see. Yasha coming out now for CTY, so likely a meta to deal with this Orchid in the works. And Super has slowed down a bit here on the Invoker. We haven't seen too many pickoffs. I guess it's the one downside of the Orchid build that it's not so easy to go around.
The Quas Wex build is supposed to be really good for team fights, but
the Snowball is just counter right now.
Yeah, he might have to like stagger his spells a little bit so they don't all get countered by the Tusk. It's unusually difficult to play as an Invoker here in this situation versus the Tusk. But then you go back to the question: should Vici ban out 11th Tusk, as other teams have been doing?
They might be spending their time debating that question on the sidelines. They don't get to think about that now. They've got to find a way to salvage this game number 2. But it is a question that perhaps OG will be asking themselves.
Yeah, they have really good kiting abilities too. Like a 4-staff up on the Undying, and they have to kill people quick. If not, they'll get healed up by Pugna. They have the Greaves, they have Snowball, they have Healing Ward. They have so many ways for sustain. And this is also a question of the draft. Would an AA pick be more valuable than a Lich? But
yeah,
maybe a question for another time.
Well, as far as EHOME are concerned, now is the time to break the base. They're going to push in this lane. They do have the full complement of heroes rotating in, and they get position on the high ground now. Out comes the blast. This will be a quick siege. Glyph already committed. Fenrir does only have the level 1 frost armor, so not the best for slowing down this push. Now the blink in. Ice trying to warn Old Chicken back, but he just keeps on stubbornly hacking away at the tower with that mace. Doing a lot of work. Burning has a BKB now at the very least. The Healing Ward is going to wear off soon, and EHOME will back off, but they've done huge structural damage to this tower. Almost 1200 HP. They didn't take any at their own top lane. They're back off now. Not feeling like they actually need to fully break the base just yet. And they do have those new items coming soon. The Manta not too far off. Perhaps an Assault Cuirass in the works for Old Chicken, or maybe the BKB now that he's done his Sanji Asho. Lanham got the point booster, has another 900 gold, and even Kaka with the 4-staff complete up to 900. So they've got items coming.
EHOME is a team that likes to do like a lot of power moves, like we just saw. They don't actually take the fight, but they're like, we're up in your face, what are you guys going to do about it? And it really like sets the tone for like how the other team reacts around the map. It's like, okay, are they actually going to push our high ground 25 minutes in, even though they don't have an Aegis, you know, the traditional tools that you see teams wait for.
Well, it's going to be dead 11, bottom lane. It was a big smoke gank from Vici Gaming. They finally get something going their way. It's been a long time since that last kill, around like the 18-minute mark. So they've gone about 8 minutes in the dark, but finally getting back on the board. Just that lone green pip there together with the tower. Still, EHOME are not going to give this one up for free, it seems. They bring Old Chicken in. He looks to defend. He will get silenced. And now moves towards Burning, tanking the Cold Snap as well. But they are lacking Ice. He's trying to decide, can I go push mid or is my team going to fight bottom? Vici do at long last comply and back off.
Yeah, it looks like they maybe wanted to push up a little bit further and maybe contest the Ancients coming out, because Juggernaut and Bristleback can both constantly slay that.
Mid lane, CTY. Does have the Omni available, but Ice is just going to chain away. So yeah, the Manta almost complete. The Roshan coming very soon. And it is kind of feeling right now like EHOME just want that next Aegis. There's a tier 2 to claim top, but beyond that, knowing this team, they will be going for Rax.
Nice move by Lanham too. He drops the ward inside to scout out Roche. And similarly, we see the Forge Spirit coming out for Super, but it is quickly slain by Lanham. And a very timely spawn for EHOME.
Can they walk into the pit, do you think, Ben? With the position that EHOME have, their advantage?
If they can control the Tusk, yes, but that's kind of up to Burning. And he doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He's going to have to BKB, get Vision of the Heroes, get a timely Doom, and then after that they can follow up with like a big EMP, but I don't know if it's going to come out in time.
Forge Spirit's moving in, it's way too late. Roche already down, EHOME grab it easily. The Assault Cuirass well underway for Old Chicken. And it's all shaping up for that pristine timing push where EHOME, yeah, might be almost even on net worth, but they've got the very strong 5-man lineup, the great base breaking squad, and everything syncing up with the Manta now complete. The AC coming soon. Maybe don't get the Ags before that push, where they will just be looking for the high ground breach.
And even with their early successful laning phase from Vici, they still don't have a mech. Lich still clawing his way towards that 900 gold. And EHOME have had a mech for so long. I mean, they even have the Greaves up now on 11. So, I don't know, they just don't have the teamfight items. I think that Burning committed to a lot of them, but just, are they going to have enough to hold this?
All right, looks like they're not going to wait for the full AC here. Old Chicken up in front. Just clearing out the wave for now. Both towers low, mid and bottom, but the MP Tornado is going to come in, and that will be all of Old Chicken's mana. That's a bit unfortunate.
Bring out your Arcane Boots.
Yeah, they've got some. Not sure if they want to blow them. Okay, just one pair for now.
Yep, it's almost cooled down now from Invoker. Just 10 seconds left, but might be too long.
Old Old Chicken does get stunned. Oh, the other thing is there's Greaves on the Tusk here, by the way.
Yeah,
So
you have to doom him.
You kind of have to doom him, yeah, at this point. Old Chicken moves in. He's going to go into Ice, level death there. He's fairly low to this. The MP Tornado is going to come out, and it's a pretty good connection, almost eliminating all of Old Chicken's HP mana, but then the Greaves get deployed. And he heals right back up. The healing ward's there. EHOME. They've got a home away from home now. This is the
But now they can orc at
11.
There's still 30 seconds left on his Greaves cooldown, and they had to have seen that Greaves up on the Bristle.
Well, they're going to need to try to focus him, but he's sitting pretty far back now. Old Chicken's the only one that's easily accessible. Old 11 jumping in, takes a lot of damage, gets pushed back, kept alive there. Well played by Kaka, the Tornado. EMP again onto the Tusk, but he rolls. He will be baited in forward. This could be the Doom opportunity. Burning is going to get it off. Now they managed to take down that Tusk, but will it be enough as the Omnislash comes through, crashes down, killing off Burning after the Doom committed, and now the Blade Fury on Defender. Ice forced to turn and run. They still haven't killed off Old Chicken the first time. The Doom's gonna buy back, the Tusk is as well. And now he knows the Doom's on cooldown. There's no way to deal with them. If they just heal back up, there will be an 80-second window where there's no way to stop that snowball save.
Yeah, it's a good buyback coming out from Tusk. This could be it. And yeah, Old Chicken still has his Aegis. They cannot kill this.
Disgusting. He just walks right in. Still not doing that much siege damage, though. It's been slow going here. Landham's going to have to assist. But as that happens, the Glyph gets deployed. Coming from the side is Super. He's looking for that perfect side swipe, but he doesn't have the right spells invoked for the EMP Tornado. He's going for a Deafening Blast. Cold Step, they've caught out a few with the Snowball forward. Trying to get the damage out there, and Ice says can't quite do it. The Deafening Blast deployed. Not the scariest thing in the world right now, the 4-step back, but Old Chicken goes hard in the paint. This Chicken's looking rather spry in his old age. They just can't tickle him. He keeps on moving forward. He bullies them back. He doesn't need the AC to stick around. The Tombstone gets dropped. The Rage Rex is falling, and they're rolling in deep. FY pulls them back. Is this an opening? Old 11's in pretty far. The shards get dropped. They get the kill. Lanham is going to take care of FY. The chain back, and still Old Chicken. Somebody kill this man. They just can't do it. He heads towards bottom. He laughs. He spits at Vici Gaming. He says, I dare you. But the dares are not being answered. EHOME are quickly disassembling this Vici Gaming base, taking it apart brick by brick, piece by piece. Finally they'll bring him down, but it may come at the cost of Super. As Old Chicken runs in, he will fall. Lanham gets the kill once again. This Pugna getting off control, and they're gonna doom the Bristle of all heroes. The freaking Bristle again, and he will just walk away. Glimmer Cape, full HP virtually. They need more. They chain in. Beautiful catch there by Ice. Impact almost perfect, but now the Omnislash is ready, and they roll back. They jump in. They're gonna kill him off. They turn onto Burning. The Emperor's in danger. Surrounded. Running for dear life. Uppercut there. Not gonna be good. Can Old Chicken get the job done? Burning, hanging on for now. He does get the level death off, manages to turn it. Can he find the kill? Old Chicken so low. 40 HP. There's the Decrepify. Beautiful save, Tornado. Having a fish. Not gonna happen. They get 3 heroes, but they lose their Timber. They lose a lot more. They had to buy back there on the Doom earlier. The Invoker later on. Yeah, the Tusk did, but it's a full lane of Rex caved in. The bottom tier 3 has fallen as well. And Vici Gaming are in dire straits.
And they just waited too long. The longer they wait, Pugna just gets a free blast, a free Nether Blast. And before you know it, the mid-Rex was already down, and they kind of just powered through the BKB on the Timbersaw as well as the Doom on the Doombringer with that buyback on the Tusk, and that was so crucial for them to be able to bust through that T3 and that set of Rex and another T3 on bottom so darn quickly.
I mean, Ben, you mentioned power plays. A lot of teams would have just waited. Okay, let's get the AC first. Let's maybe get one more item on our supports, then we go. Old Chicken had AC gold for like half that push, or very close to it. He just kept on running in. Now he's got 1700 banked after picking it up. Talk about power plays. This team knows when they're strong, and they take advantage.
Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes you're like, okay, let's push now. Like, wait, I need my Diffusal Blade, and you don't see any sign of that from EHOME. But, I mean, it also helps that they have so much gold from the early towers that they take, but, you know, they always, like, take that fight, like, 30 seconds earlier than the teams expect, and push high ground 5 minutes earlier than the other team expects, and similar, that Roshan play, I think, was the trademark power play that I saw from EHOME last game, where instead of going for the Rosh, I mean, they didn't even check for it. They're like, screw this, they think we're going to Rosh, let's kill them, and then we just win the game.
How did Vici Gaming take this push apart? The Tusk is about to get a blink. It's going to be even harder to lock him down.
Well, now you can actually doom the Tusk and keep him in the grave. So that's I think a pretty big deal. Maybe you need more mobility on the Doom too. He's unable to really start off the fight for them. I mean, he also needs a Shivas. He needs a lot of things.
He's almost got Blink Gold. I'm curious to see if burning feels like it's a necessity, but Vici Gaming are looking for a backstab here as they rotate on the bottom lane. Old Chicken's the one out in front. He will be caught very early on in the fight, far away from his team. This time, Chicken is for dinner. Vici Gaming with the quick and decisive takedown. They committed a lot there, but they got a huge kill, and it's going to force EHOME back. CTY, though, is waiting in the trees. They have a buyback on the bristle, but no tier 1 available. Kaka taking damage. They will commit to buyback. They're going to look to turn this one. The Omni Slash coming through, but not really doing that much damage. As Ice had tons of reactive armor stacks. Now the Chain Frost bouncing only a handful of times. The Death Ward gets committed as well, but EHOME back off, and Chicken's back. He's ready for round 2. You want a snack as well? He says this time he's rubbery. Not so good to eat. He runs right onto Super, and Ice single-handedly forcing the back. CTY laying into Bernie as well, but Ult 11 is pretty low. Has to play it carefully. They're trying to kite Old Chicken while they deal with the other remnants of the EHOME strike force. But FY, gonna get cleaned up. That's plus 196 damage on your Bristleback. So now they've committed the Doom. They've committed the Chain Frost, the Death Ward as well. And EHOME, let's see, do they look for anything on the back of this? 2 dead. They may not be able to push.
Great fight for Vici, 4,000 gold swing for them. And EHOME, not with that tight positioning. They were still waiting for the stragglers to come in, mostly the Tusk with the Blink Dagger, and it just very precise timing from Vici Gaming.
EHOME, it's just been brute force. And they go again. They've got 20 seconds here on the Doom. There is a glyph available. Now the EMP coming out. Old Chicken dropping fast. This is a big commitment. They're going to try to glimmer him. Is there detection available? Don't see anything on the Radiant side. That Glimmer Cape working miracles for EHOME, and Old Chicken quickly healing up on the back of this. Lanham doing everything he can to keep his Bristleback in the fight. As Ice finds himself out of mana, and with that, out of chase potential. Slowly but surely, EHOME are bringing back the rest of the gang. No, Ult 11 is going to head top.
They have to respect the Timber Cell's damage at this point. It is massive, considering there are no BKBs out on the side of EHOME.
Do you think they want to reset for those BKBs, like slow the game down a bit?
I mean, I think they want to get the Aegis and end the game while the T3s are exposed on bottom before they get the items. Actually, Doom already has his Shiva's guard. I mean, if they get the BKBs, they're going to have to wait 5 minutes, perhaps.
Speaking of BKBs, there are 3 up on Vici. They've heavily invested in those.
And now they don't have buyback on the Bristleback, so now I actually think he's a really good Doom target. So another maneuver by Vici, hoping to catch EHOME off guard, and their positioning looks like they are completely ready for this.
Tornado, but a quick reaction dodge there by CTY, especially at nighttime with no wards. That one is not so easy as it might look.
I think fighting here is beneficial for EHOME though, because they can place the Tombstone and the Nether Ward on a place where Vici can't reach. So Vici, I think, have to pull it back to their side of the river.
Kind of interesting timing here. Both teams were smoked. Neither team actually saw each other walk into the pit or up the ramp, but EHOME just choosing to go into that pit. A few seconds later, they'll kill off the Forged Spirit.
There's still a Reservoir Ward up there. EHOME need to clear that area out of wards before they venture in for Roche.
And CTY did go for his defusal too once again.
And another Nether Ward dropped in a pit to scout out when Roshan's going to respawn. Looks like it's going to be before the Nether Ward expires.
All right, Ben, what's the over-under on this gem? How long does Lanham keep it?
So let's see if they nab that Observer Ward. Yep, so now Vici are blind. They need to keep sending out the Forge Spirits out from Super.
Old Chicken. Hey, we're not actually Roshing, guys. We're trying to frag, but Vici Gaming are going to back off. They're very confident. Not afraid to take this fight outside the base. They want to keep these lanes pushed and give themselves the map control edge so that Vici can't even get to the pit in time. 4K gold up on CTY, saving a lot right now.
Well, he needs buyback too. He hasn't really been doomed in any of these fights, but he could easily be the focus target if he's slightly out of position. So Vici kind of forced to play in the dark here. I don't know if they have a smoke. Does not look like it. So they're going to have to walk through Vici or EHOME's Observer Wards as they go through and trying to get vision. They realize Roshan's at half already, and it's too
now
late.
They see it, but can they stop it? The answer is no. Vici Gaming late to the party once again. But 11 wants to invite them right back, this time for a very different kind of fight. FY with the quick TP out, Force Staff will get away. 11, he's got vision, the ward sets him up, he wrangles and burning, BKB's available, there's no TP, he can't easily make his way out, but there's the Force Staff. Crucial pickup by Super to save the day. That could have been the death of the Doom, and well, did have the buyback, but still would have set him back an awful lot.
But EHOME's Roshan plays have been really key for me. Like they secure the area before Rosh. So normally you like see a flank from teams as they approach the Roshan pit, but Vici can't do that because if you flank, you're actually split up into two groups of one group of two and one group of three, and EHOME will just crush that with their 5-man movements.
Old Chicken is bulldozing forward, has the Aegis, still no BKB up to 2300 gold. So there is a lot of nuke potential here. As they jump in, they're going to initiate on Ice Ice Ice. He gets caught out in the wrong position, pushed away from his team, but he will chain up again. They're a bit light here on the lockdown for EHOME. So not easy to get these kills as Old Chicken runs directly into the entire enemy squad. That Pugna ward going to work on Ice Ice Ice. He gets completely shattered by it. He's going to have to go all the way back to the well in here, and that's an opportunity as Lanham begins to heal up the Old Chicken, giving him fresh life. New legs, uppercuts there onto Burning. The life drain coming in. He's forced to pop the BKB. Super desperately trying to deal with that Pugna ward. Finally will kill it off. Pesky little thing that it is. But the Doom finds Old 11. A good hold so far for Vici Gaming. Can they get more now? An Omni Slash clearing out the way in. Turning onto the heroes. Trying to focus down the Timber and gets him. CTY making the plays. Has the cheese available. May need it. I can't believe Old Chicken's still around. He's continuing to push in, but yet the Rack's not really taking much damage. He's got the Aegis here. Will they kill him off the one time? They push him back. Just unable to bring him down. My God, he is a tough piece to swallow. Kaka, Glimmer, now do they have detection this time? EHOME running back and then charging forward. CTY, make up your mind. They're trying to steal little HP from Burning.
Oh, they kill the healing ward.
Now working on Super. Old Chicken runs in again. A lot of the big spells have been committed. The Chain Frost and Cold on the Doom as well. Vici Gaming scrambling back to the base, but the Timber's coming up soon. They are lacking their precious Tusk. They have yet to take a Rax. EHOME are taking an awful long time to crack open this Vici base. Vici continuing to hold, continuing to threaten the counterplay. Old Chicken dropping dangerously low, getting nuked to smithereens. He may go down here, he will. He's brought down once more. The chain narrowly missing, but Lanham's on the retreat. Kaka will be dealt with, and Lanham could be next. This is going to be a gem down again. Maybe the life drain, not going to happen. Lanham's gems have been very short-lived this series. 41 minutes in, Vici Gaming holding serve, only trailing 6,000 gold, but the throne has been completely exposed now. The tier 4s have fallen through it all. So it has not come without consequence at the base.
I would like to see the cheese pass to the Bristle there. I thought they were going to make that play, and Bristle playing very, very far forward, trying to absorb every damage coming out from Vici, but with Tusk dead, they really couldn't sustain that push as soon as Timbersaw revived.
Are they losing steam here as far as the draft goes, Ben? Is EHOME running out of time? Do they just need certain items?
I mean, they've done enough structural damage to warrant their lineup. So, I mean, yeah, they're running out of steam a little bit, but Vici have to fight with no T4s, one T3 left, and Rax is exposed. So it's EHOME are still in a fine position. And Juggernaut, again, has gone for the Battle Fury build and is continuing to scale. And Bristleback as well, not having to commit to the BKB build early, although I do think he needs it.
Yeah, might be getting to that point where they even consider focusing CTY down first in the fights. But he did complete an Eye of Scott. He gets even more durable here.
They have to kill the healing ward. The healing ward is really crucial for Vici Gaming. I think probably Invoker might be the best one to take it down. Yeah, Force Spirits is okay. Doom is kind of forward too with the BKB, so that's an immense amount of healing.
Well, maybe the next Roche will be the key for EHOME, though. It does start to feel like we've been repeating that one a lot.
But I mean, Timbersaw has, I mean, he does so much damage versus these strength heroes.
I really think they need BKBs at this point.
Yeah. But I mean, they kind of committed to not getting it. And if they wait too much longer, Vici are going to have too many items.
And Old Chicken, yeah, he's just not going to buy one this game. He even grabs a Reaver now. Going for more pure strength. Dangerous proposition.
It's better for like the prolonged fights that they're taking, though. The fights have been like 2 minutes long.
There's no quickly killing this Bristleback, that's for sure.
And yeah, I think they have all the tools. They have Glimmers, they have Vlads, they have AC, they have Healing Ward, they have Pugna with a Scepter. Maybe just liking another Aegis cheese, but that's going to be at least 3 minutes long for them. And Vici looking to take control of the map before that with their recently picked up gem as well as fresh BKBs.
The other thing they do seem to be maybe lacking as well here on EHOME is just lockdown. They've got the snowball and the punch, and that's really it.
Well, you don't need lockdown if you're waiting for the opponent to engage in you, but the problem is they don't actually have enough sustain to heal through Timbersaul's damage. Timbersault does... I mean, I hope there's like a damage recap at the end of the map, but he is, I think, by far the #1 damage source on Vici.
And even when it doesn't lead to kills, it shuts down the push a bit. This could be big, though. FY. Cobbling together an Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah,
this could be the game-changing item.
Maybe no longer #1.
Yeah, and you look at when Old 11, there's been a couple of fights where he snowballed in 3 teammates deep behind Vici lines. If they don't have those stuns ready, there's no basher or anything like that on the Juggernaut. That could just ruin the fight for EHOME.
He has to be very careful about its positioning, though, because like he can't really hide up in the fog anymore because their base is gone.
Where's your base, Vici?
Do they have a gem again? They have an observer ward actually scouting out EHOME's movements, and this is going to buy a lot more time for Vici.
EHOME are waiting. Next Roche is apparently what they're waiting for. And they do recognize this. Sunstriking the pit, that's rather early. In the chaos, maybe Vici Gaming aren't entirely sure when it respawns.
They're smoked, and Undying might be the lone one out. Oh, he inadvertently pops the smoke from Doom.
Oh, Burning, not able to find him. And now it's going to get revealed by the ward.
Or maybe purposefully. That was... He was isolated from his team, which makes me think it was more on accident, but he was actually in the fog with an observer ward scouting out both the left side and the south side of him.
Around the trees, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was purposeful, and if he had a gem, it wouldn't have been.
Well, I think CTY is identifying that they might be able to win this just by the split push. He gets the BOTs
I mean, I actually think it's more for like buyback, BOTing in. They've been able to buy back, but it's been like, okay, now you TP to the T1, you have to wait like 40 seconds for him to come to the fight. So... Yes, they do need a split push, but I think it's more so for the 6th, maybe 7th, 8th life in the fight if they get the Aegis and the cheese, and Vici do not want to let that happen.
And they're still holding a cheese from the last fight, so even extra regen here. Old Chicken has walked into the pit. Burning's going to engage on him, gets off the Doom. There's the Glimmer, though. The meatball flies down. Old Chicken dropping about a quarter of his HP gone, and that's it. The shards are there. This cuts off the chase. So Doom's down. And Vici Gaming have also committed the BKB.
Yeah, trade Doom for Healing Ward and Tombstone. It's pretty good.
EHOME are going to be happy with this one. Let's see how long until that Roche. 8 seconds. The timing couldn't be worse. Vici Gaming.
Was the Healing Ward going to scout it out before?
Oh. All right. The timing couldn't be better then.
And looks like Vici will actually know too. Force Spirit walks into the pit.
And Spirit walks in, and they see Hero sticking around.
Now EHOME will know. I don't know if EHOME knows that Vici knows.
You just go in, right? There's no Doom.
That's not how EHOME plays, man.
Yeah, EHOME go in, but not on the Roche. They go in on the heroes right now. The Blade Fury comes in. Snowball's there to try and dodge the EMP, but the Death Lord, perfect positioning from FY God. It just keeps on bouncing. Look at it go, man. Old Chicken cheesing up, staying alive. They tank through the whole damn thing. It goes forever. Finally, it ends. The Omni Slash crashing forward, almost finishing off Fenrir. It will. One last auto take executes him. 2 more down. The Lich dead. The Doom forced the buyback, but he does so without the ultimate. They just fought into a pristine Aghanim's Death Ward, and it hardly even scratched them.
Yeah, and a Healing Ward to reset back to the fight.
It scratched Kaka. He's down.
I'm surprised he hasn't bought back. They need to defend this Roche, and Tusk already committed his.
They have the Tombstone as well. Yeah, and there you go.
I think it should have been an instant one right there because they're all in on the Roche now.
EHOME are moving back into the river. They don't have that Omni Slash, but they're going to try to do it with auto attacks here. BKB gets popped by Burning. There's the Shivas. He's going to Doom Old 11, trying to disable that Snowball counterplay Glimmered, and retreating as the Pugna Ward goes apeshit in the middle of the fight. Super force back. Burning to the south. He will die again. That's a dieback on the P-God, and potentially more to follow. The Tusk barely able to survive through it all. He gets healed up. He's going to live, and now Ice dropping low in the south end of the fight. He's down too. Also dead. The Timbersaw out of it for 50 seconds. Super scrambling back to the base, and the throne is getting pounded by creeps right now while it's all happening. Vici got to play defense. EHOME say forget about the Roche. Let's go for the jugular. Let's do it now. They know there's no Doom available. They're rolling in on the waves, pushing everything forward. EHOME could end this game right now if they have the damage. The Omni Slash is almost cooled down. Do they just go straight for Throne? Do they take that second lane of Rax? Lots of choices here to be made. They'll take the range. They force out the buyback on Ice. EHOME on the verge of moving on to face OG today. Into the top 4 they would go. Not quite there yet. The melee Rex taking damage. Old Chicken getting chased on a beautiful cask of Great Chain Frost as well. Jumping into it is Old 11. He wants that snowball save. He won't get it! Vici Gaming completely burst him down. But the creeps are the real heroes as CTY charges on and the Omni Slash gets one more. FY chugging out the cask, turning the Manta immediately back into the fray, slices him up. FY, like, lucky not to be turned fully into sushi there. CTY is clearing out the Rex. He's looking to end Vici Gaming's run. The 6-minute god is quickly becoming the 60-minute god as he continues to make all the right plays here for EHOME. 29,000 net worth, 12-11. They'll take a breather and maybe take that Roche.
Maybe Vici are the one that needs BOTs. There's creeps pummeling them from all sides, just a free T2 with this massive wave of range creeps and melee creeps, and if they defend that, they have to give up the Roche. And there's so many decisions for Vici to make, and they just can't defend everywhere, and will likely have to leave Roshan to be vanquished for free.
And with the butterfly here, the double damage run. This is an easy Aegis. Another cheese. They did use the one on the bristle last fight, but now he's got a heart. He's got even more HP to work with.
Very timely double damage room.
Oh, Burning's even junk on back in for this. There's no Omni.
So he's out of defusal charges.
But mid lane. I mean, look at this mid lane. Yeah. They just can't leave it. Even more creep clear for Ice Ice Ice. Does get the eggs.
What item does CTY get next?
Abyssal?
Yeah, maybe repurchase Diffusal Blade. Yeah. They have the Ghost Scepter.
That's true.
But it's kind of sad that you can't upgrade Diffusal to Diffusal 3. He's forced to purchase a new one. He's been using those charges like crazy.
Goes like Dagon, Diffusal 5.
I mean, if you use it on a target that you're about to focus with Lich Armor, it does maybe like, 20% of their...
Ice Ice Ice, he's got no buyback here. Bloodstone charges quite low as the snowball comes in, and they're going to get the jump on him, hacking away. He tries for the chain out. He's got a BKB TP available, but that Walrus punch is cooling down. Omni Slash ends him anyway. He's dead for 70 seconds. This might be it. All the lanes beginning to push mid lane at the river, bottom lane well past it, and EHOME rush down the top lane, surging towards a win and a 2-0. Can Vici do anything to hold the line? This all-star lineup, they added Burning. It just isn't coming together for them in the critical moments. EHOME looking to play the role of the spoiler here. The Blade Fury is going to dodge the MP. Old 11 jumps in, as he so often has, again on the Tusk. Burning with the Shivas. Who's he going to doom? Doesn't even matter. There's so many extra lives here to work with. Already the tower has fallen from the low ground. The Pugna Ward gets to work. Trying desperately to hang on. They doom Old Chicken. He's got 3,400 health. He doesn't even care. The man runs in. He just keeps on going. They're not even taking damage. He's literally at full HP. And he dies. He charges. No escape. You can't even go back to your fountain, say EHOME. One last punch. It's GG. EHOME again showing their mastery as they will close out Vici. And this time they did it late then. 52 minutes. They still take the win.
Lanham with the spectacular drafts, utilizing Treant Protector and Pugna to a level no one has really seen before. And of course, the plays all around from EHOME. The power plays.